Hey guys, it's me, Sandy, from Life is Better in Pink, and I'm going to come in here and show you guys my art journal. This is one that I have finished, and as you can see, this is just a composition book from the Dollar Tree, and I don't think you should have to buy like expensive art supplies. Yeah, just use what you have. I mean, yeah, and if somebody says anything about it, just say whatever. So yeah, this one has um, like different junk foods on it. So yeah, I love the pizza. I think that is so cute. And this is a hair tie from the Dollar Tree that like a headband that is holding it closed because it like grew over the months that I've used it. And I put this picture of the Riverdale cast on here. There's Archie, Betty, Jughead, and Veronica. And I made like a little border for it. And on the back is the same like theme of the different foods with the faces on them. They kind of look like Sandro characters. And then we have this little thing here. It says, hey, let's make the baby do the magic hand thing. Come on, baby, do the magic hand thing. And it's got Baby Yoda. And I got that out of a magazine. And yeah, I love Baby Yoda. I'm like totally obsessed with Baby Yoda. Okay, and let's see if I can get this off here. Okay, there is its little band that's been holding it closed. Okay, so let's open it up. And I decorated the inside cover. This is from a calendar that I had of the Care Bears. And this is a L that I found in a magazine. And that's my middle initial, if you guys were wondering. There's a Care Bear, and I found this in a magazine. It says Sandy. And there's a little like skull thing that I found in a magazine. And this is from a magazine. It was like a background of a picture. And I put that in there. Okay, this is the first page. And I drew Snoopy's brother Spike. Yeah, I just wanted to draw Spike. I have a Spike plush doll from when I was a little kid. And yeah, I love Spike. So yeah, that's why I named I have a Pug Reborn doll. And that's why I named him Spike. Because yeah, I love Spike. And I colored the background purple. Okay, let's see if I can turn this page without messing the whole thing up. This is a coloring page that I had when I had a bunch of coloring books, and I just colored it with some gel pens. And yeah, and these pineapples are also from a coloring book I had, an adult coloring book, and I colored in the pineapples with this like glittery gel pens, and I glued them on this background because this coloring page because I thought that like went together. I thought that would be cool together. This is, there is, if you know about the Inktober, the guy that invented Inktober, Jake Parker, he has started a Inktober 52 where every Thursday he gives you a word and you draw what you want for that word. And this was the first one. It was flight, prompt 1, flight. And I drew these two angels. And they have glittery gel pen on there. And yeah, they're like flying in the sky. And there's the cloud is all like glittery and stuff. So let me flip the page. Okay, this is a coloring page again, adult coloring page, and it was a bunch of flowers, and I colored it in with like gel pens and crayons, like regular Crayola crayons, and markers and colored pencil. And then I just found these two ghosts from it was a magazine that was a coloring magazine where you color pictures in the magazine, and I cut the two little ghosts out and I just put them here. I thought that would like be so random for these ghosts to be next to these flowers. Okay, and here I just drew a llama. I seen this picture of a llama in I think it was a magazine, and I decided I would draw the llama. And yeah, I think he turned out cute. And this is another coloring page from one of those adult coloring books, and it's got flamingos, and there's a pineapple from another coloring page that I colored. And down here are some little jars that were in that coloring book magazine that I used to get, and I colored in the little jars on the little shelf, and I just glue that in there. This is some mushrooms. I drew the little snail and the mushrooms, and there's another little snail. And yeah, I think that turned out cool. I love glittery gel pens, so I thought that was good. Okay, let's make sure we're only turning one page. Okay. And this is another background from a coloring. This is another coloring book page from an adult coloring book, and the little moon come off of another different coloring page. I cut the little moon out and colored it, and the pineapples from a different coloring page. And yeah, I think it turned out good. I like how it looks. And this is a cat that I drew with a witch hat on, and it's kind of like cool. I colored it in gray, and it's kind of like a witch's familiar. So yeah. This is another coloring page that I colored in, and it's like got two cans of stuff, and I glued it in upside down, but I think that like makes it cooler. And there's some more of those pineapples that I cut out from another coloring page and glued in here. This is prompt number 2 of Inktober 52, and it was Shadow. And yeah, this is from a British television show where the shadow comes in and sits in this chair. And I love that show. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I love that show. And yeah, it was so cool. So I drew the shadow sitting down in the chair, and I thought it turned out pretty good. This is another coloring page of butterflies. And I colored them in like all different colors, and I just thought it was cool. I colored the background in pink. And yeah, this is from an episode of Daria where Jane and Daria made this poster, and I found the image online and I drew it in. And yeah, the poem, there was like a poem that went along with it that the teachers didn't like, and they changed the poem on Daria and Jane's poster. But yeah, if you know that episode, you know what the poem is. Okay. This is the page with the all the different jars. They're like mason jars. Let's make sure we only turn one page. So I colored in the mason jars just like all different colors and just glued it in here because I liked that. I thought that was a cool coloring page. I found these images of Daria from, I can't remember, it was like a magazine of what Daria would look like when she grew up. So I found those pictures and I drew them in here. And yeah, so yeah, because I'm a really huge fan of Daria. So when I seen those pictures, I said, yeah, I can draw that. So I decided to draw that in my art journal. Okay, and this is another coloring page from an adult coloring book of seashells. And yeah, I thought it was neat. So I glued it down in there. And this is supposed to be Jane when Jane grew up. And yeah, I think it was a cool picture. I love drawing that. Yeah, again, it was from that one of those magazines where they showed what the characters would look like when they grew up. And yeah, I thought it was really cool, so I had to draw it. Here is a bunch of different, like, random. There's like, this is a piece of a coloring page, that's a piece of a coloring page, and the rest of it is like just odds and ends of things that I've seen in magazines that I just love the backgrounds, so I just cut them out and glued them down here. And I think they like turned out really good. So yeah, it was like really fun doing that. Yeah, this is what Daria's parents are supposed to look like from that magazine. What they were supposed to look like when they became elderly. So yeah, I think that I really enjoyed like drawing those. These are these are little scraps of pictures that coloring pages that I cut out. I cut out the edges to size them down for my art journal, and I kept the scraps, and I just like glued all the scraps pieces in here, and I think it made a cool collage like thing in here. This is what Trent is supposed to look like when he was grown up. So yeah, and I just love those pictures, and I had to draw them here in my sketchbook. So yeah, yeah, this is the background of this. Like the border is like different pieces from magazines that I just cut out, and the seashells were from a coloring page, and I just colored them in all like random colors and stuff. This is what Quinn is supposed to look like when she's grown up, and her kids. And yeah, and it kind of reminds me of my cousin because she has a lot of kids, and yeah, I think sometimes she feels like this. So yeah, I thought that was cool. This is from a Care Bear calendar that I had. Up here is like a piece from a magazine that I had. It says Calm, and the little borders here are pieces from magazines that I just like the border. This is I found when I watched Daria, I seen all the cool pictures at the end. They're supposed to be their alter egos, and I wanted to draw all of them, so I've been drawing them off and on for quite a while now. And this is Quinn dressed up like a queen, like an Egyptian queen. And yeah, I've really enjoyed drawing them because it's like something different that I don't draw every day. And yeah, this is just like a weird collage of all sorts of stuff. There's Betty. This was from a comic book that I had. That's Betty from Archie. There's Archie from Riverdale. There's Jughead from a comic book. There's some broccoli with cheese because I love broccoli with cheese. There's Jughead from Riverdale. And these are some pictures from different comic books of Archie. And there's a Care Bear. And there's my name. And there's Jughead because I love Jughead. And there's Sabrina's comic book. I've read a few of those. Yeah, they're really creepy if you guys have not read The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Okay, so this is Daria, one of her alter egos from the end credits of Daria. And she's supposed to be a gymnast. And this is some more things from comic books that I had. This one says, "Hey ho, let's go." That was Archie and the Ramones. And this is, right here is some, like, scraps from a magazine that I had. This one says, "We need to bend the rules." This was from a Jughead comic book. And this one was from a comic book called Hangman. And there's the border. It's this border that I found in a not a comic book, but from a magazine, and I just glued it in there. This is Jane in one of her alter egos. And yeah, I like that. And here are some more like border. I got this border from a comic book that I had. This is Betty and Veronica fighting. It says, "Why can't we be friends?" This one says, "The Battle of the Century, Betty and Veronica." And this is a picture from one of the Betty and Veronica comic books. And there's Jughead from Jughead's comic book. This is Brittany and Kevin. They're one of their alter egos from the credits of Daria. And yeah, I just really had lots of fun drawing these and then coloring them in, because I just love drawing things and just coloring them in. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys go, and we'll pick up in a minute with some more of this art journal. So bye.